skill in this generation. Now, what is he, about 22? So he was born, what, in 2002, 2000, yeah, about 2002. My stepdaughter was born in 2004, so yeah, he about 2002. And like I said before, um, I don't take his opinion serious. Hell of a basketball player. Give me 1 second. Hold on, Mom. Yeah, I don't take his opinion serious at all. Anybody really born after like 95, 96, I don't really take their opinion when it comes to music, basketball, none of that. Don't really care. You know, it be people talking about this the greatest movie of all time, and they born in 2000 something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, niggas ain't never seen The Godfather. You know what I mean? People ain't never seen Casino, Goodfellas, and they be going around here acting like they movie buffs. You know, but and I like Anthony Edwards, and he's one of the best players in the league. But like I said before, Michael Jordan and them would have never struggled with Siberia. Let me say that. They would have never struggled to beat France. It wouldn't have came down to Steph Curry hitting no threes to separate them from Wemby, and all that shit where they be like, well, you know, the players have gotten better. Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that shit. They got better, but not that much better. Arvydas Sabonis, you know, back when I think the Russian team might have beat the U.S. team when they was, you know, sending college players over there and college players were still dominating. They didn't have to send the best of the best until they got beat by Russia. But Arvydas Sabonis arguably was better than Nikola Jokic is now. He just didn't come over to the United States. So you see his son, Domantas Sabonis, he was 10 times better than him in his prime. When he got to the NBA, he was an old man, but he still was doing his thing. He could do everything that Nikola Jokic is doing with bad knees. So when we started talking about, you know, who was good and who wasn't good, Clyde Drexler was really good. James Worthy was really good. I watched a little bit of an interview that Willie D did with Mario Elie. And he said that he probably would put James Worthy over Kevin Durant. And people forget, the Lakers took James Worthy #1 over Dominique Wilkins. And they thought Dominique Wilkins was a better fit. So a lot of people forget that. They took Dominique, you know, don't forget a guy like Dominique Wilkins. He was the first person to really come off an ACL injury and really bounce back, Achilles injury, excuse me, and really bounce back. He was the first. And he was over 30. So we started talking about guys like Dennis Johnson. We started talking about guys like Kevin McHale, who had one of the most fundamental block games of all time. When we talking about posting up, you started talking about you came from an era where of real centers. You didn't have these fake centers like Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis. No, you had real centers. You know, David Robinson, the Admiral. You know, you had guys like, you know, you had David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson before he got injured. You know what I'm saying? Robert Parrish, the Chief. You know, these guys all can play. Bill Laimbeer was shooting threes in the 80s. Patrick Ewing, man, would be a dog today. Alonzo Mourning, especially before he had that, he had, kidney issues or whatever. You know, Mutombo was a really good, solid center. You know, and then, you know, pretty much you could have called it the era for Golden, you know, during the Jordan era. You could have called it the Golden era for power forwards. Kevin Garnett. You know, guys like, people forget, Derek Coleman, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. Both got MVPs in the Jordan era. Ain't a motherfucker alive right now who can fuck with Charles Barkley. Not one. And then you had the white boys who could play like Tom Chambers. You had white shooters like Rex Chapman, Jeff Hornacek. You know, you had solid guys like Rick Smith, Deadlift Shrimp. So I grew up in the era. You know what I'm saying? And I know how dominant Michael Jordan was. Like, Michael Jordan was dominant. And he had guys, uh, Chris Mills. I can't pronounce his Muslim name. That's no disrespect. He can go get it. It was a bunch of guys. If you put them in today's game and they didn't have to conform to being a true point guard, like, dude, they would be a problem, bro. A dude like Isaiah Thomas would average 35 easy today. But he toned the game down for the Pistons to win. You know what I'm saying? You had a bunch of those guys that had to just kind of scale it back. Go look at Avery Johnson in college. Avery Johnson in college, Avery Johnson in college was a bucket getter. But a lot of these dudes was forced to you know, to be defenders. I mean, to be true point guards. And they knew how to do it. It wasn't no fake true point guards like Russell Westbrook. See, these dudes like Anthony Edwards, they talk all this shit and they barely got a gold medal. And that's why I say Steph Curry. This is why I say Steph Curry was the MVP. The world. They told us LeBron played better. He played better in games that didn't fucking matter. When it mattered, when you had to have it the most, if you didn't win the game and you went home, if you remove Steph Curry, they don't win them championships. If you don't win the gold medal, if you remove Steph Curry, what's more valuable than that? If we don't have Steph Curry, we don't win. You don't win a gold medal. You fight in the silver and bronze medal round. He did it in game one. I mean, he did it in the semifinals, and he iced the championship. Without them, y'all talking about Lil Silver or LeBron's again. So it gets no more. I don't care what you did in them weak ass games. When you had to have it the most, who closed it out? Steph. You take Steph off the team, you don't win it. The Dream Team wasn't struggling with that. And I'm telling you, it didn't matter if it was today, yesterday. The reason the Dream Team, was so good. And shout out to my boy Chris Mullins too. He's another one. Tim Hardaway, senior. The reason why the Dream Team was so good is because they knew how to play fundamental basketball. Today, they don't have no fundamentals. They don't know how to post up. They don't know how to play without the basketball. They don't know how to play individual defense. They don't know how to cut off the ball. They don't know how to slash to the rim. They don't know how to find their spots. They don't know how to do the dirty work. Everybody back in Jordan era, they knew how to play fundamental basketball. Guy like John Stockton, a killer. They knew how to play fundamental basketball. So once you start talking about knowing how to play fundamental basketball, it's easy to play team basketball. These guys today, they have no fundamentals. And that's the biggest problem. They have no fundamentals. These dudes, all they do is jack up threes. And for you to have the audacity to say, well, he was the only person with skill, like, y'all letting white boys dominate y'all. Come on. It ain't like, oh, man, Jokic had a good game. Man, Jokic was whooping on Embiid and Anthony Davis in the gold medal round. You think Jokic would have dominated David Robinson in that, or Charles Barkley in that climate? Not Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing? Absolutely not. And if he had a good game, Patrick and David was going to have a better game. Tell me I'm lying. You think the Europeans, I think the last time Steph Curry won a MVP was 2017. All right? So that's what, 7 years ago? 7 years ago. You think Michael Jordan would have let Jokic, Giannis, win it, would go 7 years through his era and win an MVP? Man, Michael Jordan wouldn't let nobody white get an MVP over here in his prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, it's the LeBron era y'all still saying and white boys getting MVPs. Come on, Giannis ain't got no skill neither. If Giannis was 6'6", man, that motherfucker be in the G League. Giannis don't do nothing skilled. He just can dribble and run. and dunk. And then he don't even want to take on the best defender. When the chips on the line, remember he was telling people, you know, he was, I just do what coach tells me to do. When it's time to guard, no, real motherfucker gonna say, give me him. No Diddy. I want to guard him. Them niggas, I'm telling you, I watched the NBA a little bit, and I tell you this, they can't play. They got no skill. They all athleticism, no fundamentals, no developing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need the basketball, and the guys that ain't good enough to have the basketball in their hand to lead a team, they usually got to develop behind the scenes, go overseas, and learn how to play without the basketball. That's cut. That's shoot. That's finish at the rim. That's make the extra pass. That's learn how to space, learn how to be a team player. Something like what Jaden McDaniels is doing. Something Patrick Beverly had to go overseas. Patrick Beverly averaged like 30 points in high school in Chicago. He had to go overseas and learn how to fill out the rest of his game. So most of them, these dudes, like when they go out here and say these things like, well, LeBron would have dominated, he would have did this, and he would fucker couldn't even, dominate them without Kobe and without Steph Curry. So don't feed me that. And then all they want to do is team up together. Call each other and we can't beat this team, so let's team up together. These niggas is weak. The game is weak. And it ain't got nothing to do with always the players. The NBA did this. The reason these Europeans can survive the way they survive in the NBA right now is because they took the physicality out of it. And I agree with Kenyon Martin. They made it more more European friendly. Them Europeans ain't like, as far as basketball like that, they not tough like that. So when you got the touch fouls and the bump fouls and you can't punk them or push them no more, or you can't get physical no more with them, that favors them. Double tap screen and like the video. And it's cold in the bitch out here this morning. But that favors them. So they want to really, don't be surprised if they don't put a team in Mexico or they don't put a team overseas and make it work eventually. Where niggas gonna be going overseas to play in Europe on a Europe run. Come on. They gonna be going on a Euro run. We going on a Euro swing road trip. We gonna be in Europe for the month. Like, come on, man. You see, like when you watch European FIBA basketball, they got them patches on them, sponsorship patches. What the NBA do? Put sponsorship patches on their jerseys too, because they money hungry. Especially when they lost China, they had to find a way to supplement that cash. Come here. This motherfucker out. Like, you be out 5 in the morning. These Mexicans be going to work. I don't be mad at them. but yeah, that's real spill. That's real spill. But I be telling y'all, man, they be saying things to prop their ear up, and their ear not even good. Now, if they had league pass in like 97, 98, I'm telling you, I would have my parents bought it. The NBA was that good when it was on TBS, TNT, NBC. It was that good. Stop. It was that good. This shit they got going on now, like playoff basketball, how they play, that was regular season basketball back then, and then they playoff basketball was super intense. Michael Jordan just won Boston to the championship like they make it seem. I nigga had to get through some killers. New York, Indiana played them well. Cleveland played them good for a second. Y'all know about Detroit. Yeah. So when they come out here and make these comments like that era so good, I grew up on it. Y'all can't even dribble without traveling. They can't even dribble without traveling. That's no cap. They carrying and palming the ball and taking, LeBron the king is traveling. How he the greatest of all time and he can't dribble? Come on. This motherfucker Mr. Palmula. This nigga be palming the ball, taking 50 steps, all types of shit. He can't even dribble the basketball. You could do a compilation. You can find a compilation. This nigga take traveling. I've been around the world now, yeah. And they didn't play or hate it. I don't know, and I don't know why. Why they wanna hate me. Come here. Come on. Let's keep it funky. Come on, y'all shoes not even better than the era. All y'all do is remake the shoes from that era. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all shoes ain't even better. Y'all jerseys ain't even better. Y'all coaches ain't even better. Shit, y'all groupies not even better. Y'all groupies not even better. Y'all groupies all got BBLs and BBL jersey. BBL. Y'all music ain't even better. Y'all documentary's gonna be so sassy. Mine's down. Eating bananas, yeah, that shit gonna be crazy as hell. Little LeBron documentary gonna be wild. Ain't gonna be nothing but getting his head cracked. The whole documentary and shit, and whack ass hip hop music. Ain't gonna be Shannon Sharp on there. Well, I told you go games. You know, if Goat James, Goat James is the best. I know he lost 25 times in the finals, but Michael Jordan didn't even make it 25 times. Goat James, Goat James, Goat James, Goat James. He said Ant-Man, boy. Yeah, Ant-Man nice. No cap. Americans don't have centers no more, and that make the game a lot easier. Joel Embiid is only half decent center, only good center. He ain't from America, you know. I'm from Cameroon. He broken up already. The recency bias is crazy. Magic MJ would have been more dominant easily. I say this about Magic: they didn't make the game easier for Magic. I say that. Magic had to go through some physicality. They didn't make the game easier for Magic. Magic and Bird. They made it way easier for Michael. He said 2016. Oh, damn. So it was, 8 years since the last MVP. So it's been 8 years. That's crazy. Shout out to MDT Sports. I don't see anybody breaking up John Sistason's assist record. These niggas don't pass it no more. All they do is shoot threes. Fotex salute. He said, I hunkin' hate long ass road trips from Washington to Colorado. How long is that? And you gotta go through mountains too. You can have that. I don't mind road trips. Every once in a while, I'll drive to Charlotte. I'll drive to Atlanta. 10 hours, 12, or I'll drive a little bit out, 2 hours outside Atlanta. 10 to about Charlotte. 12 to where I'm going right out in Georgia. So that ain't really nothing. I'll be going to Chicago in a few weeks. So that ain't shit, 4 hours. But yeah. But yeah, they sit here and and you don't know nothing about the old generation. This nigga probably don't even know the Grizzlies used to be in Vancouver. You know what I'm saying? And it be the misinformed people that got the microphone on the internet. That's what it is. And then you got these dudes who, especially when you be talking about rap, and they go, Young Thug the best rapper of all time, and Drake the best rapper of all time. Like, dog, they don't even have any history or any wherewithal or knowledge to know. Come on. Come on. Oh, this nigga, man, I'm so... All Miles do is sniff all day. Okay, at least the magic is about to happen. At least he about to use it. Jesus. He be wanting to take all day to shit. Hold on. And I don't be getting it. Potter like that too. He be wanting to... They real particular about what they shit at. I'm like, nigga, if you don't just, take a doozy and keep them moving. Hold on, bro. Man, with this bag open, shit. Should be real particular. Oh, there we go. Not you went over there, like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. I ain't doing all that. Come on. Let's go. All right. See, hold on real quick. Come on. See, sit your ass down. Sit down. Sit down. Look, I had a case on my phone. Sit down. There we go. Come on. Have me drop my shit. Cause you want to be hard headed. Come on. But yeah, they sit here. They talk about these particular guys, and these niggas can't even hoop. They can't dribble. They don't have. That's a good point. They don't have centers to go over. Double tap the screen like the video. They double tap it. It's free. But they don't have centers no more. You know, and that's big because when you don't have centers no more, you can go through the lane at will. You can go right down, and that's so funny about it is you really don't have a lot of great defenders no more. Like Clint Capella, they consider him a great rim defender. He ain't shit. And think about it, you don't have any centers defending the paint no more. Then, in my opinion, why y'all ain't attacking the paint no more? Every time Joel and Embiid come down the floor, I'm posting them up every time. Every time I'm posting them up. Ain't nobody gonna stop them. Who gonna stop them? The double team's weak as hell today too. Because if you look at the NBA, there ain't no more power forwards. It really ain't. You got power forwards that want to be centers. You do have that. But ain't no more power forwards. Like the new power forward is a small forward. Like you got Tobias Harris, like that's at your power forward. So ain't no more power forwards no more. Most of your power forwards are small forwards. So when that double team comes, it's weak as hell. It's weak than a motherfucker. So ain't no reason, 17 hours, that's a long ass way. So ain't no reason to you ain't gonna be able to really double them for real. And then when you do double them, all he gotta do is kick it out for the three. But, they play dumb. You shoot a whole bunch of threes. And really the only true rim presence you got in the NBA, for real, like is AD, Porzingis, and Joel Embiid. For real, the rest of them niggas really mid, for real. Like mid-ass Jaren Jackson Jr., he mid. He play like a guard. I can't stand Jaren Jackson Jr. He one of the most softest, Mr. Softiest big fellas of all time. He got all that skill, and he play like a bitch. And I said it. I ain't calling him a bitch, but he play like one. His daddy should be rolling over in his bed. Who trained his son? 7 foot tall, and that motherfucker play like Mike Conley. Can't stand that nigga, man. Can't stand him. Every time I watch Jaren Jackson Jr. play, I'll get an attitude. But ain't too many, Rudy Gobert, another one, soft. That motherfucker be in the Z League back in the day. They'd have made Rudy Gobert really cry. Draymond would be on somebody's bench back in the day. Draymond wouldn't be no starter. He would never be defensive player in the year 96. Draymond wouldn't be no defensive player in 99 player. Man, nigga be on the thing. He'd be happy to be in the league. That warm up would never come off. And he be sitting here talking like, and he from here. Well, he from Muskegon or Saginaw, my bad. He be talking like he's some type of great player. Bullshit. If that nigga got drafted, if he got drafted by the Nets, that motherfucker he'd be over there in Israel playing with Amari Stoudemire. talking about free Palestine and all that. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Some of these dudes that wouldn't even be in the league, bro. Real talk. Yeah, they don't have real point guards no more. But they used to make point guards be real point guards back in the day. Like Isaiah could really score. You know, if Stockton wanted to, he can average about 30 points. If Steve Nash wanted to, you know, he could have went out there and averaged 30, 40 points. You know, if he had the attitude, you know, if he really wanted to. So they used to make guys be lead guards. Allen Iverson was the first guard. They didn't really try to make be a point guard. So Iverson was the first guard they didn't make try to be a point guard. They say Goldberg is the best rim protector. Goldberg, he's not that good at all. No, he not. Like, who was like me back in the day was better than him at rim protecting? Um, just think, there was a lot of good big fellas back in the day. I mean, shit, the Davis boys is better. I ain't calling them mid though. The Davis boys was better than him. The Davis boys, Dale and Antonio Davis is better rim protectors than him. Theo Ratliff was a better rim protector than him. Of course, Marcus Camby was. Marcus Camby probably had 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Marcus Camby had 10 of them hoes. So, like I said before, I lived Charlie Ward and Chris Childs days, David Wesley, Bobby Phillip, Terrell Brandon before he got injured, Tom Gugliotta. Them boys can play. I lived through them days, Muggsy Bowles. You know, I lived through them days. But that's all I got this morning. I just wanted to pop a little bit about that, man, before we go inside. Because my feet cold. It's cold out here. I feel like the fall. So it's supposed to be like 90 coming up. So we'll see what that hit for. But I appreciate y'all.